Good evening and welcome to Chasing the Finish podcast. My name is Mike, and as always, I'm joined by Jake and Ben, and we're here to deliver episode 6. We're on 6 episodes in. Can't believe that many people have listened to keep it going, to be honest. So if you're one of those that have listened or watched, thank you very much. We do appreciate it. Jake, let's come. In fact, no, we'll come to you in a bit because, yeah, there's a reason why. Ben, let's come to you first. How's things with yourself? Are you all good?
Yeah, feeling a lot better.
Good.
Body's feeling a hell of a lot better than it was last week. I managed to run yesterday, but not in the way you think.
Okay.
It was more of an emergency. Basically, I come home. I finished at work, walked through the front door. Briar's there dishing up the dinner. Standard Wednesday night, and Reggie's at the top of the stairs going, "Dad, me wet." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I go upstairs, and the landing is soaked.
Oh no.
The bathroom is soaked.
Oh no.
There is 4 toilet rolls in the toilet, and it is overflowing. Yeah, so what he'd done is he's put all the toilet rolls into the toilet, flushed the toilet, and so we've got water coming through the ceiling in the kitchen, all over the floor, through the light fittings. Yeah, it was chaos. So I made emergency run next door to work to get the wet vac, and so I did get to run. It was more a sprint, but yeah, it was joys of having a 2-year-old.
Wow.
I
thought you were going to say like Brian maybe left the bath running and went down to put the dinner on and forgot about it because we've all been there. But oh wow,
yeah,
Reg's not exactly in the good books at the moment. Then.
Yeah, but he's been watching the podcast again. Asking to watch Mark and Jane. He loves it. So. But no, apart from that, I'm all good. I'm raring to go. I'm starting running Monday. Back to it. Here we go again. Do you know what I mean?
That's what we like to hear.
Mm-hmm.
That is what we like to hear. And the reason that if anyone actually keeps tabs on our social media, the reason we didn't do the ParkRun Club this weekend is because the man in the top right of the screen, he's top right for me, so I'm hoping he's top right for you guys as well. Jake, little matter of getting married. We talked about it the last 2 or 3 episodes, and then the big day was finally here. I mean, I'm going to ask you a question now, Jake, and this will get you well versed because you'll be asked this. I'm 9 months married, and I'll still get asked this now. How's married life treating you?
Exactly the same.
Yeah. You have to get your answer on point, man, because people are asked, and I just feel so awkward when people ask, like, want to do like cartwheels and handstands, and I don't know, but no, that's good.
You have to say you're glowing and it's wonderful.
I know, it's coming in, isn't it? That's since I'm married, I'm just auras just everywhere.
Yeah.
I feel no different.
No. That's good. Well, your missus is hopefully not watching this.
She is.
Brilliant. How does it feel wearing a wedding ring now? Have you gotten used to it? Are you tapping it on? Have you you'll tap it on the gear stick? You'll tap it on the desk. It'll feel really weird. Like, have you gotten used to that yet?
No, I'm a nightmare with it. I keep taking it off. I keep spinning it around. I think, I'm going to go get it resized because it is a little bit big. And I'm worried that I'm going to lose it. So, but the only way it stays on is when my fingers swell. So when I'm running or playing any sports, it won't move, which is a bonus.
Great, it's sesame seeds.
Yeah, have a allergic reaction.
There you go.
But yeah,
now, it's one thing I dread it though because I don't really wear jewelry or anything. So it's like, you know what I mean? I just about wear a watch. That's about it. But do you know what I mean?
I think it's one of them. Eventually, I think it'll just become second nature. Like it's there, like you sleep in it. It's just always on.
That's it. You're very lucky being able to get it resized in a good way and get it taken down. I am led to believe that the shop that I got my wedding ring from, they said to me they'd only ever sold one of us ring that same size. So that was a bit humbling. And yeah, I didn't even know they went up to that size. In fact, it's the maximum size, but they have to add on top of it. So yeah, it's. But no, I mean, in terms of the day, you probably couldn't ask for any better in terms of the weather. Yeah. I mean, we were stood in that lobby waiting for like the ceremony, and I was just in a waistcoat. I didn't bother bringing my blazer or anything like that, and it was sweltering. So God knows how you felt in a. Was it you had a 3-piece, weren't you, Jake? Yeah.
To be fair, I think it was more like I was overthinking everything, because I weren't thinking about the heat in a sense until I was stood waiting for tan to come down. With the sun on my shoes, my feet were on fire, and I was just like, right, I'm getting warm now. But like it was once like tan was down and we were doing the I do's and the vows and that, I weren't really thinking of the heat. I was just thinking, please don't forget your own name. So,
love it.
It was a brilliant day, and like I say, the weather was perfect. How were the nerves? Because for me, when I was getting married and we were doing the vows, that's when the nerves were at a bit of an all-time high. And then once that bit was done, it was almost like, right, that's that done, and the nerves just completely flushed away then. And I was able to enjoy the rest of the day.
I think it was more the fact, like, I wasn't stressing at all. I had no real stress. I was stressing, and Blue will tell you when it comes in, like, I was stressing bad in the room, because they kept asking me questions about bloody cufflinks, and obviously we got them as a gift, cufflinks, and they're just all peppering me. I was losing my temper. And then it was more people asking, are you nervous? I'm like, please leave me alone. Stop asking me the same question. But other than that, I think it was pretty fine, because it's not Tam weren't late or anything. So then when she was walking down, I felt like I was going to go, but I held it together. And then it was more when I was doing, like you said, when you're doing the vows, because like when you speak, you go over, well, you meant to go over it. I know like, you left it to the last minute to sort yours, but I was going over it so much, kind of knew what was coming up. Because I never really went over them, I couldn't like prep myself. I was worried that I was just going to be like, he's going to say something, I'm just going to completely ignore what he said and say something else. So, but other than that, and then kind of the nerves went completely once that was done, and then I was like, right, now I've got to speak. And I thought I'd done all right with the speech.
Absolutely.
Couple wobbles
there's
in there.
There's a few times where I nearly went. But,
yeah. No, but it's it felt genuine. It felt from the heart. You got everything you needed to in. I think. I mean, I don't know your speech, but no, it was good. It was very good. Done well.
I think the key is starting with that humour, that comparisons, or the comparison. Sorry, comparisons, is that even a word? It is now. That comparison to Unai Emery straight off the bat, that was brilliant. And I really love stuff like that. Sometimes you have to wait a bit for the humour, but I think it was brilliant. And then you added that element of seriousness whilst talking about Unai Emery and comparing him to Tan and your relationship. And yeah, like I said, well, to echo what Ben said, I think it was absolutely brilliant. And it wasn't too long as well. Do you know what as well? All the speeches flew. So that's always a plus, because you'd hate to be up there reading this long ass speech. So, and we'll talk about another speech in a little bit, actually, because as Jake has mentioned, we have got his cousin Blue on tonight as a special guest. And yeah, we may have got a mention in the best man speech. I did not see that coming at all. Completely threw me off guard. Ben, did you have a good time on Saturday night? Little disappointing not to see you busting the old moves up on the dance floor, but nonetheless, it was a good day.
I don't know. I was up there. I was up there for a little bit. Yeah. You were too busy with yours, Mike.
Yeah.
I tried to go live on the Instagram page, but I was having I think internet issues or whatever. So yeah, sorry guys, we missed out on Mike's moves. Yeah, questionable moves, should we say? But yeah, I had a great time. It was lovely to be there. You know, being able to celebrate with all our friends and family, and just seeing Jake do his thing. It's great.
Absolutely.
But it just makes me want to do mine even more. Do you know what I mean? Seeing like everyone come together and the excitement's there. I'm ready to go.
Well, another thing, Jake, every wedding that you go to from now on, it'll just feel that little bit more weird because like you'll be like, well, we're a married couple now. We've done this, and yours was, I think, the second wedding. God, if any of my mates listen to this, and I have been to your wedding since I got married, and I've forgotten about it, I do apologise. But I think I'm okay. I'm pretty sure yours is the second wedding since me and Beck got married, and it's just weird because obviously you always sort of grow up and you think, oh, you're at a wedding before you get married, and you think, oh, this will be me one day maybe, and then you go and you're like, right, well, we're the married couple now, and you start getting introduced. Oh, this is Mike and his wife, and it's like, wife? That like all weird things like that. Like I still find it weird when I'm listening to Beck on the phone and she's like, I spoke to my husband about that. And I was like, husband? Like, and like, it's like, So, yeah, it's, there'll be a few things that takes some getting used to. But like I've already said, absolutely top day, top weather. Wasn't pricey at all, by the way. You've done really well to find a venue that don't charge through the nose for a pint. I think a round was costing me £10. So whether the staff were just untrained and didn't put it through right, but yeah, can't complain at all, mate. So
because I was buying your drinks, that's why.
You was, yeah. Mate, I was at the bar queuing, and Ben turned around and says, "What are you having?" And I thought I was being polite. I said, "No, don't worry about it. You're buying Briars, all this," and he would not take no for an answer. So yeah, you can come to more weddings. I got a wedding this Saturday.
It's that podcast money. That's what it is.
Do you know what though? In 5 years of podcasting, I have never had so many people in one day ask me about the podcast. Like genuinely, we had so many people, like mates of ours, obviously. Even when there were people coming in the evening. So many people think it's brilliant what you're doing about the podcast. So really do appreciate it. And it's gone a million times better than I could have dreamed it to go, to be honest. So thank you very much. But Jake, sticking with you, you did tell us when we were putting together the notes for tonight's episode that you have mapped out your own little 10K and 15K route because you want to start training for Napton, which is in October.
Yeah.
So tell us about that. What made you do that? Where does it take you, and when do you envisage getting out on this?
So I've got no plans on running at the moment because my feet are still knackered from Saturday. I've got blisters everywhere. I played football yesterday and they've just got even worse. But I will try and get out at some point next week. But I think I'm gonna do it probably on either, if you don't do ParkRun, probably Saturday morning or Sunday morning. The 10K is from where I am all the way up to like Widney Manor and a bit further on, and there's like a massive park. Run around the park and then back, and it works out to be about 10K. And then the 15 is from mine straight to Henley, and then I'll get the train back. Yeah, so
I got a wedding in Henley this weekend, so do it on Saturday. I'll see you there, mate.
So I've got to get a few of them in, and hopefully I'm tempted to, because I mentioned it with Tan, because Tan's going to start getting back into the running, which will be nice. So we could do it together and stuff. So we're going to try and walk them and see how they feel, and then I'm going to get back into the running, hopefully.
How are you feeling about it? I mean, obviously you've seen Mike do a 15K. How do you feel about it? Because it's a long distance, what you're used to. Do you know what I mean? You are used to these 5s. Even a 10's just like a jump, isn't it? But 15, I mean, how does it make you feel?
Yeah, I am a bit nervous for it, as I'm like not. I don't struggle with 5Ks, but like there'll be stages in 5Ks where if I've not done anything in the week, I'm dreading doing this the weekend, and it's only 5K, which usually would take me between like 30 to 40 minutes. So if I'm looking at that, I'm expecting like an hour and a half max. That's what I'd want to do, but obviously closer to the end of 5K, I'll start flagging. So I'm assuming it'll just be harder, but getting the first one done and knowing the route and knowing how I get on will be massive anyway. It'll hopefully boost me to do the 15 like in the next couple of weeks. But I just need to build up the distance, because if you're saying well, Napton's low with all these hills, it's going to put me right from my paces. So
yeah. Mike, how did you feel when you made the jump up though? Did you feel like it was that much harder, or did you feel like it was just like a constant kind of thing?
It is harder because you definitely have to. This sounds really obvious, so it might be a bit of a crap answer, but when you're doing parkrun, you can sort of go for it. I mean, granted, if you look at my times, you're probably not looking at him thinking he's going for it, but you have that in your head. You're like, right, let's really go for it. Whereas 10K, you sort of have to hold yourself back a little bit. And the thing I'd say to Jake, and again, this is really obvious advice, and I'm sure he's probably going to do this anyway. You just mentioned about a time where you're thinking, right, well, if I can do it in this first one, don't even think about a time. Just get it in your legs, get your legs used to it, because it is that little bit extra of a slog. I'm not going to sit here and say it's all unicorns and rainbows. And when I first started doing 10Ks, granted, I'm a little bit bigger than you, so you might not have this same issue, but I used to book, because a lot of them are on Sundays, race days. I used to book the Monday off work because I'd physically, from my hips down, I'd just be aching so much. And it's just about making sure that you get your legs used to it, because, I mean, I don't think there's no way you would have done this anyway. But to go into a 10K for the first time with minimal experience of running, no more than 5K, it's almost, suicidal at times. But yeah, you just, it's mentally, that's what will get you through it, I think.
Can I just say that? Can I just give you both a bit of advice? I know you don't do it, Mike, and whatever. I know, but you say about obviously you're aching and stretching. Honestly, stretching before and after, it will help so much. I promise. Like, I'm not even just saying it. There's been times that, obviously, I've done the 100, but you still, as long as you're getting them stretches in, or that's why I was so adamant on running the next day, because it's getting your legs moving again. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting round, my legs just get worse, gradually worse, and then they get better. But you can really counteract that and avoid it by just stretching. You don't have to do crazy stretches, rolling around the floor or whatever. Just your standard stretches, but it's so important. And I've told, this is why I do it before, and I tell you, and you say I'm not doing it. But honestly, Jake, give it a go. If he's not going to listen to me, you listen to me. Just it will help, I promise. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Rant over.
Yeah. No, it'll be at least you're putting a plan in place, because first 10K. Well, it's less than 3 months now, because I think is it the 10th? I don't know what date in October it is. I should probably check that, actually, because me and Becca are at a wedding in October, and I really hope it don't clash. In fact, it's in 2 days' time. It's 3 months, isn't it? Because it's the 19th of October. Just looking at the calendar now, Sunday the 19th of October. That's when I think it will be. So you've almost got bang on 3 months. So you start, and even Jake, getting more out on a 5Ks in the week. That's what I'm doing at the moment. It's a little bit different. I probably do need to be pushing myself a little bit more. But if you can start where your base runs are 5K minimum, if you get that into your, I think someone said to me, after the first 2 kilometers, the rest is muscle memory. So if you're pushing out 5K after 5K after 5K, it's going to push your body that little bit more. but I think, you know, that you can then incorporate those, you know, do a 7K and then the week leading up to it, that's when you need to be a bit more meticulous about it and making sure, right, you know, on a Wednesday, say it's on a Sunday, on the Wednesday you do, let's say, a 8-kilometer run, and then you give yourself a rest till the race day itself. So I'm sure you'll be able to get it into your legs. And yeah, I look forward to seeing that pop up on Strava. I really, really do. Ben, in terms of this week news segment, before we go into that, we have had a comment from a big fan by the looks of it, Ben. Says, I love chasing the finish. It's me, Eve. I love you, Big Ben. So there you go.
Yeah, hi, Evie.
Fans are flooding in. So yeah, do you want to take the floor with the news segment? I know two of them. I'm hoping you've got a couple of cheery ones as well.
Wow, we've got it all tonight. We've got cancer, we've got sexual abuse, and we've got death. So this is going to be, yeah.
Listeners are going, ooh.
Yeah, that's how we like it. Yeah, so you choose. Which do you want? Death, cancer, or sexual abuse?
Come
on, pick your favourite. Come on.
It's like picking a bloke to shag your wife. I really don't know. Crikey. I mean, I know the death one. So let's start with that, because it was. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't know who the bloke was, but it sounds like he did a lot for running.
Yeah, well, the world's oldest marathon runner dies at 114 in a hit and run. Fauja Singh, who's a British Indian man, believed to be the world's oldest marathon runner, has died after being hit by a car in India at the age of 114. Police say that Singh was crossing the road in a village where he was born, in Punjab, where an unidentified vehicle hit him. Locals took him to a hospital where he sadly died. Singh, the global icon, set records by running marathons across multiple age categories, including when he was over 100. He began running at 89 and ran 9 full marathons between 2000 and 2013 when he retired. His running club and charity, Sikhs in the City, said its upcoming events in Ilford, East London, where he had lived since 92, would be a celebration of his life and achievements. Yeah, sad, very sad.
So he only started running at 89.
Yeah, I was shocked by that. I read through it. I thought it was a lifetime of running, but no, he's it's incredible, really, that he's managed to get that much in at that age.
Running at 89. That's how my body feels now.
It's some age to start, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's I don't know what possessed you at that age at all.
I wonder what his marathon time was, because I bet you it'd be faster than me.
It doesn't say his average time. No, I've got nothing at all.
That's fine.
No, I did look.
Well, I can.
Well, I'll tell you what. In 2013, he participated in his last long-distance competitive race in Hong Kong, completing a 10K run in 1 hour, 32 minutes and 28 seconds.
So I've got him. Got him. I'll be quicker than that. Yeah, only just. I mean, what a legacy he built in that period of time. 114, by the way. Surely he's got to be, surely he had to be the oldest man in the world, because I've never heard of anyone being older than 114.
Yeah, I don't know, actually. We'll have to check that out.
Getting past the 100 is a stint, isn't it, really?
His nickname was the Turban Tornado. So, must have been quick.
Yeah. Well, go on. You can give us the other harrowing news story. Well, it's reminded me, actually, because of how traumatic these stories are going to be. A little joke just popped into my head. Not to do with any of the headlines. I just want to say I don't want to get cancelled. But I'll tell it afterwards. But go on.
Okay, Jake, what do you want? breast cancer or sexual
cancer,
abuse? Yeah, okay. Right, so this is a story about a woman called Louise Butcher, also known as the topless runner. She started running to self-medicate. She struggled for years with health anxiety, and she said it was the only way she could trick her mind into knowing she was physically okay. Ironically, during training for her first marathon, she was diagnosed with lobular breast cancer, which was obviously a massive shock considering her mammogram showed nothing only 3 weeks earlier. She carried on training through both mastectomies and ran her first marathon 6 weeks post-mastectomy, and during the week of radiotherapy, because she didn't know how else to cope with such trauma, and she knew running had been there during all of her past struggles and hadn't let her down. So since then, she's ran 5 marathons, 4 of which have been topless, bearing her scars for all to see to promote body positivity and reduce the stigma of mastectomy and flat closure surgery, and show the world that if you choose not to have reconstruction, you can still be an amazing, strong, feminine woman. She ran the London Marathon in 2024 for breast cancer and raised over $3,500. And she also became the first woman in the world to run it topless, achieving a Guinness World Record. I think she was going on to say about she always runs topless, even in the winter, which I thought was wild. Can't imagine that. There's another video idea, Mike. For you.
Yeah, maybe not.
-7. Yeah, fair play. What more can you say? You know, most of these stories that we do tell are amazing feats of achievement, and you know, really showcase what running can do and how amazing people can be. And you know, it doesn't matter what you've been through. It doesn't stop. It doesn't limit you what you can do and what you can achieve. And you know, I think fair play to her. She's, you know, cracking on, isn't she?
Said it where it's due, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. Right. Last one then. A local story. Police in Surrey have launched a crackdown on harassment of female joggers. The campaign, named Jog On, will see non-uniformed female Surrey police officers jogging in key locations. Instances of catcalling and sexually suggestive comments will be dealt with by support crews. The crackdown is being rolled out following the force's work identifying and intervening violence against women and girls in bars, clubs and town centres across the country. It follows the 2025 study, which revealed that while 94% of over 450 female residents surveyed in Surrey had experienced a form of harassment, 49% have never reported it, according to Surrey County Council. Sorry. The campaign is designed to be varied and unpredictable, taking place at any time of the day, according to police. So you love to see it. I mean, you know, taking it to the streets, literally. You know, I think it's something that needs to be cracked down on. I mean, the fact 94% of residents have been, you know, potentially abused or, you know, due to catcalling and whatever. And then 49% haven't even reported it. It's shocking, isn't it? Really, I mean, you know,
I think it's quite a big thing, really, because someone was talking to me about it at Jake's wedding when we were talking about potential guests to get on, and she was saying, "Oh, you should get, you know, one of my mates on who's a big runner, and she's also training for the half marathon." And it was mainly to get her on to talk about what it's like being a female runner, because I think it is something that blokes, you know, we do take it for granted. And, you know, we can go out anytime. I mean, let's use an example of our mate Ben Stevens. I saw on Strava the other day, he went out at 11 p.m. and did like an 8 or a 10K. That's neither here nor there, though. The point I'm trying to make is, he went out for a run at 11 p.m. and he thought, I'm safe enough to do so. You wouldn't get a woman running out at that time of night, and no way. You know, the fact that they have to consider what time they go out, consider what they wear as well. And we all know, we've all spoke about previously about how key your clothing is to your running performance. So, you know, we do we don't quite realise how lucky we are. So that is good to hear. I know it sounded quite harrowing to start with, but the story itself being that they're actually cracking down on it is very, very good to hear. So yeah, keep it up, Surrey Police, and that should definitely be one as well.
In all seriousness, I've always said the running community is one of the best communities, so inclusive. I can't imagine, like, as you say, sometimes we can't relate. I'm not saying all the time because I know it happens to men as well.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, the thought of not like worrying about going out running and, as you say, what I wear and, I can't fathom it. I really can't. It's baffling. So, as I say, I am so glad that it is something that's being talked about, and obviously they're trying to crack down on it. Whether it will work, who knows? With these things, it's very unpredictable. But I'd like to think that over time, more people lock onto it, and hopefully we can make a change. So no, fair
absolutely.
play.
Well, at least a bit of good news in terms of it being looked at and cracked down on to end the news segment. So, thank you very much. That was brilliant timing, actually, because our guest has been in here in the waiting room since, I don't know, 5 minutes into the pod, and he must have nipped in and out of his room, and he's even got fucking changed as well. He's nipped in and out of the room about 4 or 5 times, and I'm like, oh, I'll go to bring him in, and he's like, oh, he's gone somewhere. Then he decided to have a spot of dinner by the looks of it, 3/4 as well, I think it was. But nonetheless, I'm delighted to welcome Jake's cousin Blue. Blue, thank you very much for joining us, mate.
I didn't even know you could see me.
What was you having for dinner?
Say again.
What was you having for dinner?
Oh, it was takeaway Thursday, so we had a place called Yardbirds. So I've just had to quickly eat it. I don't usually eat that quick.
No. I saw, mate. Don't worry. But no, thank you very, very much for coming on. I think we'll start where we start with. I say all guests. I think we've only had one guest, haven't we? So I'll start where I started with the last guest, and basically, do you want to tell us how you got into running? Is it a new thing? I mean, I've known you a few years, but I don't know you as well as obviously Jake. So is running new? Has it been a part of your life for a long time? What's the crack there?
It's kind of in and out really. With running, I kind of started back in 2016. There was when I joined the apprenticeship at the job I was at. There was a group of apprentices, and 1 year in literally it's about a year and a half in, we decided to one of them said, "Oh, I don't know, I fancy doing this something called a wolf run." I don't know if anyone's ever heard of it. I'll see a couple of nods from Mike, and I don't know, Ben, have you heard of it or?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
But essentially, it's basically like a run, but you've got obstacles in the way as well. So there's a bit of a swim in there as well. I don't know how many people actually do it in each event, but I know it's got more popular and therefore more expensive as well as the years have gone on. But yeah, in 2016 we did the winter one, which is a hell of a one to start on. I wouldn't recommend starting on the coldest one of the year. What I thought was the coldest one of the year anyway. So yeah, we ended up doing that. That was really good, and literally, you do it's 10k, so you do 10k, but maybe each kilometre or so, give or take, there's an obstacle as well. So it might be like a wooden wall to get over. You've got monkey bars as well. As I said, you got to swim. Sometimes you have to go under as well. So yeah, just a number of obstacles, and then we all had a really good time. And then we just decided to basically you can do the whole set. So wolf runs, you have one in spring, one in summer, one in autumn, one in winter. So we end up signed up for the whole year then for in 2017, and then at the end of 2017 you get like a bigger medal essentially, and you get called an alpha wolf. So what I thought was the coldest one of the year, the winter. Then we got to the spring one, which was in like February or something like that, and that was 10 times worse. So yeah, getting in that water was ice cold. The swim was not pleasant. However, dunking your head under was one of the last obstacles. That's quite refreshing after about 9k anyway. So, so yeah, I did that in 2016 and 2017. Also in 2017, at work, we decided to funny enough, Mike, I know you're doing a Solihull half marathon. We did the Solihull half marathon with work. It was for charity. So we was raising money. I think it was for a hospice, from what I remember, for someone that was going through something at work. So we ended up doing a couple of, basically like our own little run club, essentially, up in Knoll. And every Tuesday we'd go and we'd start off like, this is when we first getting started. We start off with so many miles, and then build our way up to about, I think it's about 10 miles. We got to 9.5, and then after that we did the Solihull half. And then I just carried on then, and then the following year, same again for charity, for Teenage Cancer Trust. Ended up doing the Birmingham half marathon with a group of friends from school. For a mate from school who sadly passed away from cancer. But yeah, that was really good as well. It's amazing how much support you get along the run. And we were wearing Teenage Cancer Trust tops, and it was funny that as you had like dotted around, even though they weren't with our group, there's like other people running for Teenage Cancer Trust. So you'd run with them for a bit, and then like you had like the fan support as well, like big banners of Teenage Cancer Trust, and you always got like an extra cheer when you ran past with the shirt on. So. And after that, I kind of stopped really. After 2018, sorry, I did another 10K in 2019. But then after that, the only other thing I've really done running wise is when we played football, occasionally with work or with the group of lads that you're friends with. And then in 2022, I did a 10K, and that was about it. I remember doing like one run on Christmas Day, one random year as well. Very hungover. Don't know. Would not recommend that unless you're doing a running streak, obviously, but.
Yeah.
So yeah, then after that, I kind of just, as I said, didn't really do anything from 2018 to up to this year, really. Obviously, Jake was getting married, and then I'm also getting married this year. So it kind of made sense to pick it up, try and shift some weight before the wedding. So Jake's obviously invited me to a couple of the park runs, and then I really got back into it. Then, to be fair, so I really loved it this year. But yeah, that's kind of my story with running, to be honest. I just like it for exercise, and then I know we mentioned about, I think we're going to go into a run club, aren't we, a bit later, but yeah, that's my story on running.
Nice. Yeah, Jake, you've been going on about doing more for, haven't you?
Yeah, I mentioned it and then realised how much struggle you done. It's on about it with 10K. I feel like I might just do a junior one.
Because I've done a Tough Mudder, and that was enough for me. That was a vile, as you say. It's like the going on the underwater. I think it was called the Arctic Enema that we had to go underwater, and it was and then after that you get electrocuted. So yeah, and then tear gassed. It's just yeah. No, I'm down for doing one if you want to do it. More than happy. So.
I think just let me get the 10K out of the way, and then I'll do 10K with obstacles.
If you get the running down, then everything else, you know what I mean? You've already got the upper body strength.
Jake, just before you ask what you were going to ask Blue, I'm really intrigued, Blue, because I'm a massive advocate of a race that you've mentioned. What were your thoughts on the Birmingham half marathon? Because I've done the 10K 3 times, missed it this year, and then I'm missing it next year. For some reason. No, I'm joking. It's Ben Stagg, for anyone that's not on with joke. I am a massive advocate of it. I think it's my favourite race there is. The support is like no other. Like, you do some runs, like, for example, me and Ben did Coventry back in April or March, and you're running down these roads, and they're just residential roads, and obviously no one's about, because why would they be? It's just a side road in Cov. But Birmingham, it didn't matter. I know it's largely in the city centre, but even on those residential streets where you do go by, there's just fans everywhere, and the atmosphere is amazing. So I'm keen to know what you thought. Are you the same, or?
No, 100%, Mike. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you start off in the city centre. I think before I did it in 2018, the route wasn't too great. I can't remember which way they used to go, but over the past I think 8 years or so, they've always been going down to I mean, they might have done this before anyway, but they've always been going down towards I think like down the Pershore Roadway and like towards Sturchley and Kings Heath and stuff like that. And I'm lucky enough to actually live around here. And what you're saying about people coming out and supporting the race, and that's kind of like that kind of the vibe around that area. Like they love sort of events like that on the high street and stuff like that. Close off the high streets, come out, socialise. Like not just running events, all sort of events as well. But I really love the route, and the fact that it goes round the cricket ground. I'm loving cricket. I love cricket at the minute. Well, I always love cricket, but yeah, the fact it goes round the cricket ground is just that's great. I've got a season ticket down at Edgbaston, so being able to run around that stadium, even though I could do it at the cricket anyway, but that's great. And then straight up the Pershore Road towards Sturchley. It's just a shame you can't do stop off and get some craft beer on the way, but oh well, you have to run back into town and then come back out. But the sport's amazing, as I said. We had the Teenage Cancer Trust support club on the top of the hill, about the halfway point, which was a real big boost to get up the hill. And yeah, it's actually quite flat, I think, as well. It's not too bad in terms of hills, because that Pershore Road's quite flat. And then I can only think of the hill that goes up to bring you back round to the Pershore Road then. So I love it. Yeah, it's great. And to run in your home city as well is great. Yeah.
Nice. There you go. Thanks, Jake. Floor's yours, mate.
All right then. Out the park runs you've done, Blue, which I think it's only Arrow Valley and Cannon Hill. Which out of the two do you prefer? And why?
It's a hard choice. Yeah, so I've only done 3 park runs in total at 2 different places. So as you said, Arrow Valley and Cannon Hill. My favourite was out of the 2 was definitely Arrow Valley. I think that was my first one. It was my first one with you guys, and I don't know. I really like the route actually. Although they do say at the start that the second lap is a lot shorter than the first lap. It's a complete myth.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another story. But yeah, I like the run around the lake, and I know Cannon Hill's also got a lake, but it's more. I don't know. Cannon Hill was very busy at the start, and so is Arrow Valley. To be honest, they're probably the 2 busiest. One of the two of the busiest park runs in and around Birmingham, I imagine, because Arrow Valley, you'd probably get a lot of people from Redditch, obviously, and Bromsgrove probably flooding in there to do that park run, and then obviously ourselves from South Birmingham as well. Yeah, so even that started off quite busy, Arrow Valley, but yeah, Cannon Hill was just ridiculous. That first, I think maybe the first 2K, you're just running in and out of people. And it's a shame, really. I actually got my PB just over a month ago at Cannon Hill. But yeah, I had a bad experience at Cannon Hill towards the end, where someone was treated like a race and not like a run. But yeah, I won't get into that. It's obviously just a one-off thing. But yeah, definitely Arrow Valley was my favourite. But I'm looking forward to doing more. So you're sniggering, Jack.
Yeah, that run that we done, the last one we done, the woman over picked Ben at the finish because Ben was walking. And
I love with Cannon Hill when you finish on that bastard hill. Like I get it, it's Cannon Hill, but who's putting a finish at the top there? Just divert where it's flat instead of going up. Yeah, what do I know?
Yeah, Arrow Valley definitely. But I'm looking forward to doing some others around Brum. I was having a look earlier. You got lots of Woodgate Valley, and the one Solihull Way as well. Is it Babs Mill or
Babs Mill?
That's
the one. Yeah,
that'll probably be the next one, won't it, Babs Mill?
Yeah, well, this is what Blue. We're going to go through them all again anyway and rate them.
Yeah,
so come along, more
definitely.
But what I want to know, Blue, is about this run club that's not a run club. Because Jake's been bigging it up that it's a run club, but you're saying it's not.
You were well coy about it at the wedding on Saturday.
Yeah. Well, it's. Go on. God, what do you want to know about it, Ben? Or was that just want me to talk about it and see?
I want to know if it's a run club or not. That's what.
It depends what you define as a run club. Right. I wouldn't. It's not like an official run club that you have to sign up to and pay a fee for. It's something that was advertised on Instagram, and literally every Wednesday, you'd show up at this location, and a group like everyone from around the area, or some people even drive there as well. But I think there's a lot of these like dotted around Birmingham, and London as well, and all the big cities. But They literally have a meeting point. You meet there at the time. You do a stretch. By the way, Ben, I'm all for stretching and before, maybe not after so much, but but yeah, you meet up at the start of the run, and they explain the route. You do your stretch and you warm up, and you just go for a 5K. But yeah, this run club in particular is called. I ain't been for a few weeks because I've gone over my ankle, so I'm out of action at the minute. But this run club is called Half Point Run Club. And basically, at the end of the 5K, you get a free half pint at the end of it at the pub that you meet at or the bar that you meet at. Funny enough, though, and the reason why I said it's not advertised as much anymore is because I think they get like 40 or 50 people come to this run club now, like every Wednesday. So they're giving out half pints for free every Wednesday. That amount, I think they lose a bit of money, so they've had to change it to they haven't actually officially changed the name yet, I don't think, but 20% off run club it's called now, so unofficially. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back there. That's based in King's Heath. Then we've got a run club in Moseley as well, which I do on Thursday nights. That's tonight. I haven't been to that one yet. But then they've also got one in Sturchley as well, which is just down the road from me as well, which I do on Tuesday. So if I wanted to, I could do the hat trick and do the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But maybe when I get back into it a bit more, I might try that.
Well, you need to get Ben on board. We've been telling him for ages. He's had offers. He's had people come up to him at ParkRun. Mate, you never live in that town. It's incredible, right? I've just finished blowing out my absolute arse, and he's absolutely pissed it again. And then a bloke comes up to him. He says, "Remember, we're meeting this Thursday." Hands him a card. It's only bloody Centurion Running Club, who I believe are they like the second or third biggest running club in the UK?
No. That's a different one. No, they're not. That's a different one.
Well,
not.
It's the fact that you went, I'll run, and I just trying to jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
You got to take it where you can get it, mate. Really. You mentioned that you've not done any events for a while. I think you said you did a 10K last year or the year before.
Yeah.
Now that you're back into it, have you got your eyes on any 10Ks or half marathons?
Well, you keep mentioning Napton, so I think I might have to jump on it.
Honestly, they're going to have to give us like members discount if this carries on, because we're going to bring half of Birmingham.
Recommend a friend, get a new member.
Exactly, yeah.
No, definitely. I do definitely want to get back into it. As I mentioned, the runs are just so much fun. The actual events. Even just doing I know it's great that they do ParkRun now and they offer it for free because you get the same sort of atmosphere, but obviously without all the people as many people on the side supporting you. But yeah, 100%. Yeah, so probably look at doing that. Was it October that one? I think it was.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, and then probably just have a look what comes up. I think you mentioned on a couple of other podcasts, but you said there's an app or something you can use to actually search what runs are like local. You might have to share that with me just so I can have a look, because I do struggle sometimes just to find like what events to do and where they are, and the dates and that. So,
two big
100%
are probably run through, because you can pinpoint a region and then run ABC. But yeah, I'll definitely share the link with you, because you can narrow it down to areas. But yeah, there's lots of them, and you know, it'd be great to get as many of the lads on one event. That would be brilliant. So yeah, Napton, we might hold you to that, mate. Definitely. I must as well thank you for completely taking me and Ben and Jake by surprise. Probably, you mentioned us in your best man speech. How was that planned from when you first wrote it, or was that a little last minute scribble it down on the back of a fag packet sort of thing?
No, it was. When I did my first draft, I obviously talked about Jake's hobbies. So I wanted to talk Jake's hobbies and how the other half has to put up with him. And then one of his new hobbies is running. So I thought, and then I thought, I might get a couple of laughs on this best man speech if I say something about, because I imagine a lot of people in the room knew about the podcast anyway. So
who doesn't?
Exactly. So yeah, it's been in there from the start.
Turned around and looked at us, and I was like, "How do they know?"
Yeah, and you know they know about it. They're maybe watching.
Exactly. Yeah. Help
Mike,
the small podcast out.
You still got to pay him for that shout out as well. Don't forget about
Yeah,
that.
you have to. Yeah. I'll send my invoice.
That's still outstanding. You mentioned as well when you first come on, you're getting married in what, 4 or 5 weeks? How
5 weeks, I think it is. Yeah.
How are you feeling about all that? Nerves kicked in?
Good. No, I'm chill. I'm all good.
Is it
That's
a
my goal,
Saturday?
I think, is to stay chill. It is a Saturday, yeah.
Are there any park runs in France you had a look?
I've already looked. Yeah, I've already looked. There's unfortunately there's no park runs within any of France actually by the looks of it.
No, I think I read a story on that. I think they had to stop it. I can't remember. I'll try and find it. But yeah, apparently they had to stop.
That's I was going.
I'll have a look.
Yeah, that's it. They've only stopped it for that weekend.
Yeah, no, I think I read that as well, definitely. Now, what we did when we had the last guest on, we like to mix things up and have a bit of a game. So usually when there's no guest on, we play the Strava segment showdown. But when we do have a guest on, you're going to be the judge for this week, Blue, and us three. We don't know what each of us have got yet, so it's going to be massively awkward if either of us pick the same thing. But it's going to be our second rendition of Room 101. Jake has 1-0 up because Jake won the first week with people that run with pushchairs, buggies, etc. A solid start. You gave a brilliant speech, Ben, about the vegan running club. I thought that was brilliant. And then I went with people that slag off. Well, people that slag off other runners for wearing running vests for any distance, which that'll never make sense to me. So, as I say, we'll each go through our running 101 and what we put in it for Room 101. And then once we've all given our pitch, Blue's going to decide who wins. So whether it'll be Jake taking a 2-0 lead or whether one of us can claw that deficit back. So I can't remember who went first last. It might have been Jake that went first last week. In fact, Jake, because you won, you kick proceedings off. So what is going in Room 101 this week?
Right, I'm going to go with when people tell you it's the last stretch, and I'm like, I know it's the last stretch. As hard as it is, shut up.
That's a good one. That is a good one. Yeah,
that's me during the race. So I can't during the run. Trying to push people along.
Oh, I love
the biggest line running. Yeah.
You're right, kick in the teeth, like, you know, it's your last like 200-300 meters. You know, just please shut up. I can barely feel my feet. I'm struggling to breathe. Shut up.
It's like you was on about Cannon Hill, the last hill on Cannon Hill, Mike, earlier, to get to the finish. But I love that right at the end. You know, you've got a hill in front of you. I'm all about that. And I'm just like, come on, let's get up that hill. So like everyone around, and I'm just like trying to sprint up there. So yeah, I'll put my hand up. I am that person during the run, not the marshals.
Teach me. Okay, so we have started with people that try and push you for that last little bit. Good start. Ben, rather. You want to go next?
Yeah, can do. I've gone through. Now, I don't know how relative this is to you guys. It is for me. People who position themselves in the wrong place at parkrun, all races. Parkrun's always a nightmare, absolute nightmare, because everyone's all over everywhere. People who think they're quicker than they are. See, events like the run-through events are good because you have your paces and you have your markings that say how, you know, what time you think you're going to do your predicted time, which is fine. People kind of stay to it. Some people, you know, but it's not as bad as like a park run. Me and Mike did Coventry 10K. That was a nightmare. Everyone was everywhere. There was no markings. I'm quite humble and I won't start right at the front. I'll start a little bit back. But, you know, it's annoying when you've got Debbie in front of you with a rheumatoid arthritis, you know, thinking she's going to, you know, win. It really annoys me. So that's what I'm going with. So, yeah.
I thought when you said that, you meant like right at the end of the race. You meant to keep your position in the park run queue. And I thought I was going to get a double. I'll put my hand up again because that's what happened to me at Candle Park, and that's why I kind of bad experience.
No.
At the start, I do get that, Ben. Actually, yeah. It's hard at park. I've not actually seen the markings at park run though. I don't think they do it,
No, that's what I'm saying. It's chaos.
Yeah.
There's no, everyone's just everywhere.
100%, yeah.
The worst park run I've known for that, funnily enough, is Arrow Valley.
Yeah,
it's just start. It's just a lamppost, and people are on the grass, people on the tarmac, and it's like you got to then funnel. It is crazy, but
when we were last there, did you see that woman who was walking? Everyone was waiting to go, and this woman's walking up the path, and everyone was just staring at her. Like, is she going to move out the way or what? And she just, just didn't care in the world. No care in the world. She was just walking casual as you like towards everyone. You must have had about 500 people staring at her.
Me and Mike never seen her. We're too far back.
I was going to say, yeah.
We saw her.
We saw her.
I remember. Yeah, she was just not bothered, was she?
No. So,
and the other thing about Arrow Valley is that literally the first, it must be about 300 metres in, you've got back-to-back bollards as well, so everyone's still grouped up. And the marshals there shouting watch the bollard, and the amount of talk. Well, I know I've only done it twice, but I don't know. I might have to leapfrog it next time. But yeah,
they're a dangerous height, those bollards are, because I did the Redditch 10K the week after we did that, and they're whoever designed them obviously was either too short or too tall, because I almost had a rude awakening running into them. But Ben, it's a little bit contradictory, because you're always telling me to go further forward, and that is why I don't, because I feel like I'd have a false start. I'd be like, right, bloody hell, I've got to go quicker.
You're too humble. That's your problem. You're that step above me. You are quicker than you think. You start right at the back.
Yeah, you do, Mike, because as soon as you start running, you burn past people straight off the back.
Yeah.
There is that psychological thing as well. I got told by someone that I used to do park runs with here in Lincoln, and he said if you start further back and you can overtake people, it does give you that sort of mental boost. But it doesn't quite work when you can't keep up with the 80-year-old who's been park running every week and runs like that, looking at the ground, and don't quite work that way.
At Napton, you started next to the finishing car, didn't you? The car that follows you.
Yeah. That car was getting a bit too close for my liking at the time. I looked around and saw that car. I was like, either he's waiting to drive and the road reopen, or I need to get a wiggle on. So that was a humbling finish. Let's just say that. We won't go into it.
Go on then.
Right, I have gone with a simple one, and it's all about etiquette, really. It's when you're out on a run, doesn't matter where you are, you see another runner, you nod at them or you wave at them. Well, you give them that smile, and they don't give anything back. Like, come on, man, we're in the same club, we're in the same boat here. Like, I went for a run.
There, Mike. You're pushing on someone if they're not liking that.
I went for a run yesterday, and this geezer fit as a fiddle, right? So I'll let you in a little secret. So obviously I have to stop-start quite a bit, and I have to take walking breaks. So I saw him down the bottom of this road, and I thought, right, he's as fit as a fiddle, this bloke, really strong stride he had. And he didn't see me, and I sort of, where I walked, I was out of vision a little bit. So I thought, I know what I'm going to do. When we get a bit closer, I'm going to start running again, and he'll think that I'm just as good as he is. So I'm running past, trying to put on a brave face, give him that nod, and I get absolutely nothing back. And then as soon as he goes past me, I'm back to. So yeah,
he definitely saw you further back. He's like, he's trying to pull a fast one.
Yeah, exactly. He probably turned around when I passed him and saw me about keeling over on the side of the road. But it's up there with people who. This, I know this is irrelevant, but it's up there with people who don't say thank you when you wait for them in the car. When the obstacle's on your side and you give way to them, all it takes is that. That is all it takes. Is that? Look how easy that is. Yet they don't do it. I'm like, I'll just sit here then, mate.
Next time we're running, Ben, and you run past him, just go.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. That's it now. You asked for it.
Yeah, 3 categories there, Blue. Who are you picking?
Well, just a little comment on what you said, Mike. So I get that. Like I'm all for that. Like even just in like day-to-day life, it's like when you pull up on the side of the road, just let another car go through. Just a little thank you, or I get it in everyday life. But I suppose when I'm running, even though I do it when I'm running, I don't expect it back as much whilst I'm running. Just because I know people are focused and, they might be training for 104K ultra marathon or so yeah. So I'm day-to-day life, 100%. That would be top if it was all day life. But I'm gonna go with Ben there, ran that with the with like not staggering yourself in the correct place at the start of the run. And I think mainly because it kind of looks back to Canada Hill. I'm like, so the bad. I'll go into a bit of detail about the bad experience that I had. But basically, as I said, I sprinted up the hill, and as you know, at park runs they filter in. To be fair, Canada Hill's not as bad, but it didn't really filter in. So the people there was about 4. I was running up the hill, and I caught with about a group of 4 people. I got into the middle of them. And then the two people finished in front of me and 2 people finished behind me. But obviously I was sprinting up that hill and the 2 people in front just come to a dead stop. So I just had to sidestep to the side. And then I just started walking, and then the woman who finished behind me was basically like, "Oh, you need to drop back 2 paces." I was like, "Oh yeah, that's a fair point actually." But it didn't even cross my mind. So all I was thinking like, "Oh yeah, I just got my PB." Like I think it was under 26 minutes, something like that, which I was buzzing with. But yeah, to be fair, I was in the wrong. I should have dropped back 2 places. It just wasn't.
No, I don't think you are. I don't think you are. When I finished kind of nil, Ben was there. He's like, go, and I started sprinting up the hill and I passed people. I weren't thinking there was people like, oh, I'll finish in front of you. Or you never, because I got a pass through the tunnel before you. So fuck off.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I say it is because I wanted to link it back to what Ben was saying, that they could have been about 20 meters in front of me at the start, which means that I've actually caught them up to 20 meters. So when you're finishing over 200 place, it doesn't really matter in my personal opinion. I'm there for a run, but I know other people have different opinions.
I think it is a bit of a taboo subject. Obviously, a lot of people, you speak to people about parkrun, and it's not for 1 minute. I don't think it's not a competitive race. You do get people that say, "Oh, I won parkrun," and to credit Ben, he's never once said, "Oh, someone said, oh, how did you get on?" And I've never heard Ben say, "Oh yeah, I won." It's always, I placed first or P1, and you do get those people that say, "Oh yeah, I won parkrun." You see a lot of YouTubers saying it as well. And listen, each their own. Some people are more competitive than others, and I understand that both sides of the argument, really.
Yeah.
When people, you have to join the Parkrun Tourism Facebook group, by the way, Blue, because it's comedy gold. You see people all the time moaning about this sort of stuff, but let's be real, right? And we've all got that bit of competitiveness in us. If you're in that position you're in, the finish line is in distance, and you're not that far from someone, you can bet your bottom dollar, even if it only bumps me up a place, I'm doing it. Like, I don't care. I'm human. It's that little bit of competitiveness. You push yourself. The community is great. I'm not running past them, flicking the V's or out like that. I'm just, right, ease in reasonable distance. Let's bump myself up that little bit higher. Granted, only 1 place, but still, it's nice to look back on. Because, as you can imagine with me, when you look at the results, it's like we find out now when we're filling bloody forms out online, and you have to select your year of birth, and you have to bloody keep scrolling because we're right at the bottom now. But that's how I feel when I look at the parkrun result. And whenever I look at a new parkrun course, scroll to the bottom, right, what's the last time I'm going to finish dead last? So any consolation that I can make up, you can bet your bottom dollar if someone's that close to me, I'm doing what you're doing all day, every day, and twice on a Sunday. So I don't think you're in the wrong there. Some people, take it way too serious. And then, at the end of the day, it's a brilliant initiative. It's a free 5K. And I think more people should do it, to be honest, because parkrun is such a genius idea. And it's got a real chokehold on me at the moment. Whenever Beck's like, right, if we're going away a weekend, I'm always like, right, well, where's the nearest parkrun? And can I fit one in? Now that the football season's coming back, I'm like, right, well, if I travel down on the Friday night, I can do the local parkrun on the Saturday, go to the game, and it's just going to end up costing me a shit ton of money. So, but there you go, Ben.
Just touching on that last one, Gary.
Yeah.
Just what you said there. But you look, when Ben's ever told us, whenever, because he's obviously always finished saying it before we do, the final stretch is like push sprint. So like it's just I don't see an issue with it, because you like, I'm going to finish early means I can come rest quicker if I can get it done quicker. So you're always going to get people that moan. You always are, and people who go to that parkrun regular are going to moan, because people love a moan, don't they? So although I think I'd be upset if I was like absolutely knackered and someone picked me, but then that's my own fault for not like paying attention behind me. So
yeah, I'm gonna say I want a high five. I don't want to. I don't want to be moaned at for being in two incorrect positions. But yeah,
well, that makes two people that have been moaned at during events or races, because Ben got moaned at. Well, funnily enough, wasn't that at Arrow Valley?
Yeah, it was.
The Apex,
Yeah.
See, good as gold, mate.
I have to rethink this.
No problem.
Yeah. It's always women as well. So,
it's just cancelled.
I've got my next room 101 next week. women runners.
Yeah, you're on your own there, mate.
I think I was looking at our. He's all right though, because I was looking at our analytics the other week.
No, he's not. He's not all right.
I'm sure on Spotify our audience is 100% male. So you might be okay there, Ben. But Ben said that, not me. Ben said that. Blue, before we let you go, we've got a Spotify playlist on the go at the moment, because we're trying to build one so that people can listen to it when they get out on a run. So as you're the guest this week, have you got a song for us to put in the playlist, please?
Yes, I have. So sticking on the theme of running up hills, I'm going to go Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush. Now, I personally prefer the Stranger Things version, but I'll let you choose which one, whether it's the Kate Bush version or the Stranger Things version.
I didn't know they were any different.
Yeah. Now, I feel like the Stranger Things version, if you watch Stranger Things.
Oh, yes.
So when that song comes on, it fits so well to the whole situation. And I remember it come on the other day when I was running. I think I did about 7 miles, and I was running up this hill called Cartland Road, and it's just constant. It's like, I don't even know how long it is, and that come on, and I steamrolled it. I'm just like, oh, it's a great song to run up a hill to.
I think I'll need that. That's my choice. I'll need that one for the Solihull half, I think. That'll just be on repeat.
Just put it on loop, Put it on loop for Solihull half.
No, brilliant choice. I think we'll put the Stranger Things version. I mean, more for me for not knowing there were 2 different ones. But Ben, we're trying to build it up, obviously. So we're going to start getting 2 people to add songs. So what's your song before we let Blue go?
I am going with You Get What You Give by New Radicals. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah.
You know what film that was in? Scooby-Doo. Bad Boy song.
The New Radicals.
No, just the New Radicals.
Oh, New Radicals. Oh, sorry. I dropped the new
one. Is that the new one, Ben, or the old one?
The new one.
Poor my feet. But yeah, Blue, thank you very much for joining us and being our second ever guest. We'll obviously have to get you on again, and please do join us at parkruns again. You know, we talk about this every week, but it's brilliant having all the lads there. And you know, some weeks you might think, "Oh, I can't be bothered," but you get a good group of lads turning up, and it gives you that extra bit of oomph, really. So, yeah, please do. Are you parkrunning this weekend out of interest, or?
I'm still injured. So yeah. I'll see where he's going. Are you doing one this weekend, or?
No,
Not doing one.
I
No,
might have needs to slack in.
I might do a bike ride instead. I'll say less pressure on the ankle. Also,
no. Well, thank you very much for coming on, Blue, and we'll definitely speak to you again.
you're very welcome. Cheers, chaps.
Cheers, Blue.
There we go. Blue Tilley, the second ever guest for Chasing the Finish. And before we finish, actually, we're going to finish on some questions that we've received. So again, thank you so much for sending the questions in. We love them. I'm going to start with, I think, probably the best question we've received so far yet. And it's from no other than Alex Thomas. And he said, out of the three of us, who is more likely to do a Paula Radcliffe? Now, I assume you both get that reference, yeah?
I do, yeah.
Do you get that reference, Jay? Yeah, okie doke. Who are we saying?
You in them blue shorts. That's what I'm saying.
They are tight.
Holding it in.
Down his leg on it.
Yeah. Oh God. I don't know. I've come close a few times. I'll be honest.
Mate, it's some early starts because it's all right. You know, for you boys, you get up at a reasonable time, you do what you need to do, and you drive over to ParkRun. It takes 30 minutes max, depending on where we're going. I have to get up. My body's completely out of sync. It's not eating. It's waking up when I'm driving down, and that Babs Mill one, I thought for the life of me, I thought I'm a gonorrhea. But yeah, luckily, touch wood, not yet.
I think the only logical one is you, because every time we go to ParkRun, is a box here, is the box here, I need a toilet.
But then maybe not, because he's getting it out, isn't he? So, do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I am really scared of? So obviously, with the half, I'm going to try and take these energy gels because, keeping hydrated and that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've never took them before, so I don't know how my body's going to react.
So you make sure that you train with them before. Don't just try them on race day. It's gonna go bad. Nothing new on race day. That's always a rule in running. Nothing new on race day.
Is there any woodlands in Knoll? Won't see me hopping in a bush, maybe. But yeah, there you go, Alex. I think I've been chosen there to do, most likely to do a Paula Radcliffe. Jake, let's come to you on this one. Dan Harrison asks, what's your go-to excuse to skip a run, and how many people have you used it on?
Who asked? Sorry, cut out.
Dan Harrison.
I will literally just be like, I can't be asked.
Oh, okay.
Going out for a run, I'll be like, no.
Yeah,
I'm tired. It's been one of those days. I'm tired. It's just, to be fair, I could use any excuse, because if I've not ran, like, I haven't been out for ages. So, like, if someone's like, you fancy going for a run, I'll be like, oh, my feet are just tired, and I just any excuse. I had the wedding last weekend. Tired. It's just any excuse. But no, it's usually one of the ones where I literally just can't be, or I'm not in a good mindset to get out there.
What about you, Ben? You don't strike me as someone.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be like faking an injury, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I think easy one, because no one can tell if you're really hurt or not. It's simple as
I tend to find the one that gets the least questions returned to me is Beck will ask me, did you do a run tonight? I'll be like, oh, no, not tonight. Because what I'm thinking is, obviously, I'm a bit tired from work, but it's Wednesday tomorrow, so I can still do Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday, so I can still get 3 in. So that's the worst thing in the world, because if I know I've still got 3 days with a day or two in between to rest, then yeah, I'm terrible for it. I really, really am.
And the good thing is, she doesn't watch the podcast, so she won't know this either.
Exactly. She does not watch the podcast.
It'll be it now. She'll be tuning into this one like, yeah, Michael Duffy, my husband.
Yeah, you've lost that excuse, Mike.
Well,
better get a new one.
She can see straight through me, mate. Don't worry. Here's one for you. James from Kettering. He's not given us his surname. He says, well, yeah, that could well be, but I imagined he was from Kettering itself. But yeah, James Kettering, let's call him that. Would you rather personal best in a race. We'll come to you first on this one, Ben. But look ridiculous doing it, or look amazing and finish dead last. Because we've all been there.
Me, Mike, how does that feel?
Wow.
I've never finished dead last, you cheeky bastard, so I don't know. Because I think the reason he's asked that is you wait and wait. Well, I do, for these race photos, and you think, right, new Instagram pic incoming, and you look, and it's like, it's like, you know, that is getting screenshotted, isn't it? But yeah. So yeah, what are you saying? You're taking that PB all day, aren't you?
Yeah, you take the PB, and the thing is, you plan out where the photographers are. Do you know what I mean? You've always got to do the smolder as you're running past them, or suck it in, or whatever. Yeah, exactly. It's what I practice in the mirror before I leave in the morning. That's what happens. Yeah, I think it's just one of them. It's strategic. If you see a photographer, you act like you know what you're doing and get away with it and get a PB. Win-win.
There we go. Very, very well thought out. Jake, let's flip back to you. We've had a question from Tom, and he says, do you run more for mental health, physical goals, or something else entirely? Or is it all of the above?
It's a bit of everything, can it, really? Like, if I'm ever feeling like not myself, I like to go out. I feel like it helps because it clears your head. And it helps because I need to lose weight. So, and obviously I needed to lose weight for the wedding. Then I went to Greece and I ran in Greece, but Dad didn't help to put it all back on. But then now I've got Blue's wedding around the corner, so I need to shift a few of that, and then obviously the honeymoon, etc. So I suppose it all just ties in, really. But when I'm out there, I do really enjoy it because it's just you. Unless you're running with people, then. Which I find it all right to do it. I used to struggle running with people because it's trying to keep up with each other's speed, etc. But like when I've been out when I've ran with Tan and I've just ran, and like I know if I'm walking, like Tan walks quicker than I do when I'm walking, so we'll catch up anyway. So I don't know, just a bit of both really for me personally.
Ben?
Yeah, what was the question? I completely forgot.
He was asking, do you run for mental health, physical goals, or something else?
Sorry. I think, do you know what? It's only properly dawned on me in these last 2 weeks that I've not been running, how much I miss it and how much it does do for me. I have really been struggling. I've been going back to my old ways of eating. I feel rough. I feel lethargic. I said to bro, I am just really struggling. I can't wait to get back. I'm not going back to running every day again, but I'm focusing more on quality over quantity. But yeah, I didn't think it was going to have such a mental effect on me, considering, I haven't done this kind of amount of running before. And then doing that massive block and then stopping, I've realised that I need it. I need it in my life, like how important it is to me. So, yeah, mental, I'd have to say.
How yourself, Mike?
Yeah, do you know what? I've always said that loads of people say how good it is for your mental health and your well-being and that. But I'll be honest, I've never felt like that because I'm quite the opposite sometimes. But I suppose hindsight's a beautiful thing, as Ben's just said, because touch wood, this doesn't happen. But if I was to get injured and I couldn't run, whilst the first couple of weeks I'd feel like, yeah, I don't need to bring up an excuse now, I'll be sound. I'm sure I'd probably 2-3 weeks in be like, oh man, I'm really missing this. And something just wouldn't be right. But for me, I have that much of a mental battle on my hands as it is. I don't think I could fully sit here and lie and say, oh, it's so good for me mental health-wise, because even though it's something I'm trying to work on at the moment, even when I get out in the week and do like a 5K or a smaller run, I'm still finding myself having those battles with my head. Like I went out on yesterday, and it was the first time I'd run in a whole week, and I'm like, right, you really cannot slip into old ways and leave it a week between runs. But I found myself, even though it was the first one in a week, you're always rusty on that first one back. And I found myself stopping a little bit more, which is to be expected. And I was genuinely just shouting at myself and like cursing myself. And I'm like, I really need to step back and look at the bigger picture here, because I've had a week off. I've probably not ate the best, I've had a wedding, drank lots of beer and, ate a lot of food. And, if I look at the bigger picture, that would probably explain why I felt a little bit more lethargic on that run. But for one reason or another, I just keep having to fight them demons in my head. So I'd love to sit here and say, oh, it's so cleansing for my mental health, but I've just never felt like that. Maybe when I'm a little bit fitter, and maybe when I've lost a few more stone, I might start to feel a bit different about it. But at the moment, it is a real battle. So I would say more for physical goals myself. I know it's probably a bit of a long-winded way to do it, but at the moment I'm just running, not particularly watching what I'm eating. If I can get that eating thing right, then I'll be off to a flyer, and it would hopefully drop off me. But at the moment, maybe this first half marathon, after that, it'll sort of kick me into gear a little bit, because I've got another one fast approaching in October. And then last but not least, we've had a question that says, personal best on a treadmill, does it count? So Jake, picture the scene. Let's say you're on holiday, you found a treadmill, you found a gym, your personal best time for a 5K, you think, right, I'm going to run a 5K on this treadmill. If you got it quicker than your personal best at ParkRun, are you claiming that, or do you feel like it's cheated a little bit? What's your vibe on that?
I feel like I would, because my PB is 34.50. So like, if I can get it down, it means like it shows that I am actually improving. It must just mean when I'm running out there, I'm just not as quick. And I don't know if that's because the treadmill is just one consistent, like same, like what you're doing. It's easy to run on. It don't hurt me. Like when you're landing down on my feet, it's not all different floor as such. I don't know, but yeah, I think I would, because obviously currently at the moment I'm not quick. I'm stuck between certain times. I've not been able to get down to like what I did at Holbrook, but that's probably because I'm a bit inconsistent at the moment. So it'd be interesting to see if I did get on one soon and try doing a 5K, see what I'd get, and then doing a park run and matching up. Maybe that's a little challenge for myself. Try and get on a treadmill and see what the outcome is.
Yeah, I feel like this answer could be quite different between yourself and Ben here. I mean, I assume this, he's not mentioned this in the question, but I assume they say when you run on a treadmill to try and mirror it to outside, you put the incline on 1, I think it is. That basically is how it feels running out on the road, because as you've rightly said, treadmill's obviously just flat, whereas out on the roads, even though it might be a flat route, it's never going to be 100% flat. So I have to agree with you, because of where I'm at the moment. Let's say I was on a treadmill, I did a 5K, I am 100% taking that. But I am going to guess, Ben, you're probably the opposite, are you?
I wouldn't say opposite. I'd say probably right down the middle. I can't run on treadmills to save my life. I don't know what it is. I find it really unnatural. I find it boring. But I don't know. In terms of PB, obviously I think you'd take it, wouldn't you? Do you know what I mean? Like, of course you would. But I don't know whether you class it as your treadmill PB and then you have your outdoor PB. I don't know, whichever way you can see it really. But I don't know. Maybe that'd be interesting to see what all three of us get on a treadmill and kind of compare it to our PB times. That'd be interesting.
Content idea. I don't know how the logistics would work, but we're all there. We'll do a 5K on a treadmill and see what the crack is. There we go. Brilliant. But I think that about wraps up this week's episode, and it's probably the worst part of the show for me because I can never sign off the podcast. So I've got it in my head. I've already got it ready. So we'll see if it comes to fruition. But really appreciate everyone watching. I think this is officially our longest episode. So we have had consistent viewers throughout. So I can see it in the top of my screen. So thank you very much. And if you're rewatching this, thank you as well. Or if you're listening on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, really do appreciate it. If you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. I had a look on our analytics the other day, and the people that watch our videos, more of them are non-subscribers than actual subscribers. So if you've got a Gmail account, you can log into YouTube that way. It takes you 2 seconds just to click subscribe. So really do appreciate the support as always. We'll be back next week. I don't know what day yet. We might pre-record or we might do a live because we do enjoy it. I've got an event next Sunday, so we can talk about that. I've got quite a busy few weeks in terms of running, so we can talk about that a little bit. But yeah, really hope you've enjoyed the episode tonight. And as I say, keep on chasing that finish. Goodbye.
Hey.
See you later, guys.
See you later.
See you later all.